Hey everybody, how's it going? We'll get to our normal shtick here in a second. Right off the top, I want to take a second and I'll let the other guys get it on at least one of these when we go live with the actual show. Um, but right off the top, I just want to say today's been a really shit day for a lot of people. Um, Today we lost a legend, Norm Macdonald, who I think Kieran of our hosts was a pretty huge fan. I'm sure there's other Norm Macdonald fans, a part of the Fandom Empire group, and we'll definitely talk about Norm. So definitely thoughts are with his family and friends, and we've lost a good one in him. He had a near decade long battle with cancer. Um, Sadly, cancer didn't stop at Norm. So a couple of people that listen to this channel now and then, you might remember him as Rogue, and then another one who you probably don't know, Jason. Two of those guys, a few others, and I, for years, used to talk with Miriam Tate, who was a big part of Jason's Outland Cantina, a big part of Rogue's HoloNet. We were just like a big group of Star Wars fans who were passionate about what we loved. And if it wasn't for that group of people, which Miriam is included in, obviously, there never would have been a Star Wars Wastelands, and there never would have been a Fandom Empire. And it, I found out today after work that Miriam lost her battle with cancer and passed away, and it was just on top of what's already been a really just rough day. And I know there's a few people in the chat right now who knew Miriam. Most of us knew her as Tates. Johnny might not remember. Hopefully he does, but Tates is someone we used to do a Star Wars role playing game with for years. And that's a long time ago now. And if there's one thing that sort of hit me a little too much lately is um, sometimes you never know when you have your last conversation with someone. And it hits hard because of what I've been through personally, and I'm sure what many people here that are watching this right now have been through, either if you've suffered from cancer or any sort of sickness, or if you have a loved one that suffered from that. Maybe you wish you had said more when you had time, and sometimes we just don't know how much time we have. So again, I know this is a bit of a deep opening, but this show wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the group of people that sort of led me into this online community. So to Norm Macdonald and to Miriam Tate, rest in peace. Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Fandom Empire Live. I'm your host, Sean. It's just after 9 p.m. Eastern, outside of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Joining me this evening are the three kind gentlemen that we see before us. I'm telling you, Johnny just looks fucking spot on tonight. Spot on. I don't know what it is. See if we can make him blush some more. It's been a rough one, but let's have a fun 90 minutes to 2 hours and see what comes out of this show. A lot to talk about. We're going to talk a little bit about Halloween Kills. That will not be what we talk about off the top, though. So you're probably about half an hour away from Halloween Kills talk. We got an update on some of our filming, finally. About time. Let's hope nothing else goes bad in the next 4 weeks in Canada or on the planet. I'd like to finally get this fucking thing out. Yeah, and then we're going to talk Halloween Kills. Matrix 4 trailer review. We're a little behind on it, but curious to hear what the guys have to say. And then obviously the Wolverine game announced for PS5. And we'll be taking your questions too. Right off the top, he's the host of the Rick and Morty Fan Show. Maybe he can fill us in with what the plan is for that. It's Kieran. How's it going, man?
It's been a tiring day. Hasn't been a bad day other than hearing about Norm Macdonald, which was kind of a weird blow to me, but it's been just a tiring day. I had to drop my kids off at multiple different things. I had a busy day at school, running around chasing children all day in the recess yard. So, I got a very busy school schedule this year. For Rick and Morty, I think we're going to end up going to every other week. It wasn't today. Should be able to do it next week, and then we'll go every other week. It is kind of like, there's not going to be a lot of news about Rick and Morty for a while. So, I feel like I'd be getting on and trying to make up top 10 lists and things like that where there isn't really a lot of information too. So bi-weekly, I think we'll do good for a bit. And then when the season 6 ramps up and starts getting crazy, we hear news, we see pictures, all that stuff, we'll get back into it.
We'll maybe hang on, let me make sure I still have graphics for it. I do. So we will recap the new Fandom Empire YouTube schedule and Patreon schedule. But before we do that, man, myth, legend number 2 at Fandom Empire, soon to be an honorary Canadian for a week or so. Tommy B, what's happening, man?
Honorary Canadian. Okay. That's never heard of that one before, but why the hell not, right?
Neither have I. Pulled it out of my ass.
All right. I'm hanging in there. It's certainly been a day, hasn't it? So, doing the best I can.
Yeah, it's been a day, man. I just want to say, thank you to you because you've sort of been there for everything that's happened today. Some of it which cannot be talked about on air. Also joining us, he is the host of the Inside Handoff podcast. He's also a huge fan of that team that got their ass fucking kicked on the weekend. Just kidding. That was playful. And he's looking fine today. I don't know what it is. The beard's thicker. The hair's thicker. I don't know. He's got a brightness about him that, quite frankly, is just a little scary. It's Johnny V.
He's
What's
got
happening?
a glow.
He's got a glow to him, doesn't he? He has that glow.
Did somebody slip you a Mickey?
No, but I could go for it.
Like, this is a very weird day. Like, I mean, I've known you for so long that compliments are so rare they feel like backhanded at this point in our relationship. Like, we say nice things about each other, but you're looking for the barb. Like, where's the insult coming? Like, these are genuine nice things. It's weird. It's nice, but it's weird.
You couldn't just let me be nice. You had to question it. Yeah.
I'm saying they're genuinely nice. I'm just saying it's such a rare occurrence that you look for the barbs, and when you find none, it's a warm feeling.
If you say so, we'll go with that. If you say so, we'll go with that.
I'll take one for the team. I'll reset Johnny. Johnny, you're stupid and you're a piece of shit. Okay, get back to your intro.
All righty. If you want to support the channel, feel free to send in a super chat at any time, and we will answer your question or comment that you want read on air. There will not be a big Q&A portion of the show. We will pick and choose some comments as they come up. We might do some small Q&A at the very end. We got a lot to get to tonight. And right off the top, if you missed it last week, I won't spend much time on this. We announced that the YouTube schedule here is changing after Halloween Kills comes out, as is the Patreon schedule. You will be able to find Fandom Empire Live every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, but normally we have at least one pop-up stream, possibly 2 a week for Fandom Empire Live. There will be none of that for a while, unless it's necessary. If they announce Halloween Ends Again is coming in 2023 or something, that's a pop-up stream. Michael Myers is wearing a different color, set of coveralls in Halloween Ends. That is not a pop-up stream. So we're going to be taking a little bit more time off. We will be switching Fandom Empire now. Mike Bishop's in the chat to air every other Thursday after Halloween Kills until spring 2022. I think Mike and I are really going to focus in on some movie reviews, some older movie reviews, maybe even do some watch-alongs. And then, as Kieran mentioned off the top, it's no longer TBD. The Rick and Morty fan show will scale back to every other week until a new season comes. And I think they've already said it's not likely that the new season will take nearly as long as it did this time, haven't they, Kieran?
Yeah, it should be regular turnover for a show. This time, next year we should be watching the end of season 6.
More pre-produced content. Already have one video in the works, and I'm gonna have to get a hold of that Terrence guy and get a second one in the works. And the goal is to get at least one pre-produced video out a week. I'm in a position now where at least I can edit more during the week, but doing live stream shows are less likely just because I can't really talk. Not unless I want to get my fiance fired, and I don't want to do that. So, and if you're a member of our Patreon, which you can sign up for, Tommy, if you want to post the link, patreon.com/Fandom Empire. It's right there. You see it down there. Patreon.com/Fandom Empire. Throw her on in. At the $13 tier, it's our Halloween show. Lampkin Lane. You get all of that 1 to 2 times a month. We just had an episode this Sunday, and my God, was that episode incredible. It has sparked some Peacock memes, thanks to our boy Toronto Freddy. I would go as far as to say that was our best episode of Lampkin Lane we've ever done. It was so enjoyable from start to finish. 80 minutes of fun, informative atmosphere. But starting in October, we also have Inside Fandom, which is a show where we're going to be a little more hands-on with rumors, scoops, reports, speculation, and news all across fandom. Actually proud of that logo. I made that from scratch. And then finally, Supernatural Revisited is finally here. It'll be on Patreon. Tommy and I will tackle that. I'm assuming we'll have McMahon. Wow. It's a day when Johnny in here at times for this one, maybe even Kieran. I don't know how much of Supernatural Kieran's seen or not. I can't remember. And then coming in November is House of the Empire, a seasonal Game of Thrones show, and House of the Dragon YouTube show. Season 1 will be about 10 episodes. We're going to recap Game of Thrones in a unique way and then preview House of the Dragon. The show will disappear until House of the Dragon comes out, and it'll be used much in the way Kieran uses the Rick and Morty fan show on Sunday nights for reviews. So we have that to look forward to. And then our new Patreon graphic that has all of our new patrons. Appreciate the support. It really goes a long way for what we do here at the channel. Honestly, without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do this, guys and gals. We wouldn't be able to do this nearly as often. So thank you for believing in what we're doing here. And we look forward to having a bunch more fun, quality over quantity. All right, fellas. How's everyone feeling? Everybody having, a so-so day, an okay day? We ready to talk some fandom shit?
Is there really much to talk about?
Well, I can think of something significant that the four of us, at least this foursome here, and we're missing one, first did something together on. And it's here finally. after years of speculation, I don't know if Rogue's still listening, but if he is, I remember bugging this guy way back in like 2005, 2006, because Rogue gets a lot of inside Star Wars stuff, and just like, so when's Knights of the Old Republic 3 coming? When's Knights of the Old Republic 3 coming? And well, as we know, it never did come. So there were a lot of wasted conversations and me probably annoying him. And well, Knights of the Old Republic 3 is not coming. This, however, is. It's the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake. And we'll get into the whole remake, remaster, and what this game actually is in a second. And it debuted at a Sony presentation, which definitely caught a lot of people off guard. There's a lot to get into with this. Johnny, though, I want to go to you first, man. We did Star Wars Wastelands for years. The Old Republic and Knights of the Old Republic probably took up a good, 25% of our airtime over three years. Your thoughts on the announcement and what they presented, and your thoughts on what we know we have a good idea what it actually is, and we'll get to that at the end. But what do you hope it is too? Go ahead.
I mean, I hope for a lot of things. I don't want them to drastically change specific things about it. Like, I understand, it's a new generation. We're 4 console generations removed from when this game first came out. So there's been a vast array of technological improvements. So it's going to be a completely different game, but I don't want specific things to change. And one of them to me is the combat. And I don't want it to change so much as I don't want it to be. I want it to be the same, but different. Like a modernized version of that style of combat. Like back then it was a lot of, stops and starts. You'd pause the game. You'd pause the combat, you'd stop the combat to queue up your stuff. That got boring real quick. But as the console generations have improved, they've actually gotten better at that. And a good example of that is Dragon Age. The Dragon Age series of combat is still that same type of, role-based combat while still being flow. Like, it's not turn-based as much as it is the same style of loading up your combat, loading up your skills, and preloading, that kind of stuff. I enjoy that type of combat.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Like, it's those type of things that, they change the heart of the game when they start changing those types of things. And that just, call it something different at that point for me. Like, if you're going to rip the heart out of it, which seems like that is kind of what they're going to do to a certain degree, just call it something different. Call it something new, because you're not presenting what you're promising. You're telling us that this is Knights of the Old Republic. You're using the same graphics, the same logos, the same everything, and you're going to present us with something completely different. If you put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig. This is putting lipstick on a cow and calling it a pig.
You're weird.
Fucking Frank. Hang on a second. What do we got here? Sorry, this is Kieran, your thoughts on what Johnny said and then your own take on it. I gotta deal with this.
Well, honestly, I really loved Knights of the Old Republic. The turn-based fighting system, I remember enjoying it at the time. I don't ever want to play a turn-based fighting system ever again. So I'm completely on the other side of the fence there. I'm good without ever doing that ever again. I mean, if they could make it look better, that would be great, because one character doing 7 flips and then hitting the guy, all to do 0 damage, and then the other person, doing 1 stab and doing like 30 damage, and then, and fighting a fucking like stupid cow or something, like, or a spider, the same way that you fight a person was like terrific. Like, it really dumb. It was dumb to watch. It was terrible. But as a kid, it was exciting. Yeah. Oh, I got the new gauntlets, so now I'll be able to beat it. Like I can remember having a great time with it. However, yeah, I'm good without ever doing that again. Like, I would rather just learn a fighting system. If they could just rip off like the same sort of fighting system you have in Batman Arkham Knight, blocks and parries and fighting multiple characters in that way, that would be great. I don't think they're going to use. I mean, I think it's going to be totally new, and I'm okay with that. In regards to Johnny saying like they're using the name, well, they use that brand and like in books and things like that too. So it's not really just attached to the game; it's attached to that time period and that story for me. So I'm great with the game being more like the Force Unleashed than it is like Knights of the Old Republic, the classic game. I also don't have fucking 100 hours to devote to a Star Wars game. I'll likely stop playing it after 4. If I played for 4 hours and all I've done is got a new fucking Pazak deck, I'm probably not going to play the rest of the game. So that's how I feel, I guess.
Tommy B, we got 2 kind of negative-ish takes on this so far.
Wow, that was
No, I'm happy with what we're gonna get. I'm negative on Johnny's take.
Oh, okay.
That was pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, look, I enjoy turn-based RPGs. If that's what we got, I would gratefully accept it. If it's not what we got and they did something, third person or whatever, I'd take that too. I wouldn't mind it. Knights of the Old Republic is easily some of the best lore within the whole Star Wars franchise, and perhaps even science fiction in general. When you look beyond, the movies and such, what have you. KOTOR did some really powerful things. So I really want to see how they are going to modify this, what's going to be new, what's going to be the same, how significantly different will the story of Revan look. It's there's a lot of uncertainty. We don't know much yet. We have leads, we have speculation, we have ideas. But they're that was very much a teaser for good reason. So we got a lot to look forward to. I'm not gonna lie. I think a lot of people are gonna be looking forward to this than they did some of the movies that have come out in recent years. Easily.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna say what I want. And then I'm going to tell you what we're 99.9% getting, because if you're someone who's into this sort of thing, this isn't the first time we've talked about this. We talked about this several months before any official announcement. What I would love, which is not going to happen, is just give us Knights of the Old Republic 3. Give me part 3. I want to play part 3. I don't want to play 300 years later. I'll play part 3 right now. That's not going to happen. So that's out. What we're probably going to end up getting is something in between what Kieran said and what Johnny said. Except for, turn-based, it's gone. Goodbye. Although, when you look at the combat in like a Dragon Age 3, it's not turn-based, but it still has like some of that feel to it. It's not as
It's
super
still turn-based at its core. It's just not on the surface.
And I think it'll be closer to that, but more than likely, the game's going to feel a lot like The Force Unleashed or Jedi Fallen Order, but with RPG. It is an RPG that they already announced. A lot of people see this is the problem. I've already seen so many people being like, "Yeah, we're getting a remaster of Knights of the Old Republic." Or yeah, we're getting a shot-for-shot remake of Knights of the Old Republic. It's like, no, you're not. That's not what's happening here. They're using the name because it's marketable and it's going to make them a bunch of money. And you're still going to get a lot of the main story points from Knights of the Old Republic. But as far as we know, your ability to choose different things, will still be in the game. You'll have far less options than you did in the original 2 games and even the Old Republic. So that will be a little more linear than the first 2 games specifically, because I think the Old Republic in a way is kind of linear too when it comes to the main story points. So that I don't believe this is PS5 exclusive. And this is talking with a guy that works on the Sony gaming side. It will be exclusive for a bit, and it's believed there might even be some extra content that is exclusive for the PS5. But this game will eventually come out on the Xbox and on the PC. So looking forward to that, although, to be honest, it's Knights of the Old Republic, and despite, the pig lipstick, cow lipstick, all that shit, I think they already have me, and it pisses me off. I've seen nothing, and they have me. Damn that name. But yeah, no. And from the sounds of it, you're getting Knights of the Old Republic 1, and you're getting what happened after that in one game. And the problem is, though, we don't know what happened after that, because what Obsidian wrote is not going to be what they do this time. Could it feature the Exile, Mitra Surik? It could, but I wouldn't count on it. And I don't think you're going to, you might get that big Revan moment, but I think it's going to happen way earlier in the game, because I think they want you to play as Revan, knowing that you are Revan. So Johnny, I think you made the point, correct me if I'm wrong, my mind's kind of everywhere, man, that, it's titled KOTOR. It might have been more appropriate to call this game Darth Revan. I feel like you were getting sort of like at that.
Yeah, I mean, that does kind of break it down
Or
to the
Revan
core.
in general.
Yeah, I mean, using the name Knights of the Old Republic implies a certain level of, this being a remake or a remaster. Like, if you're not doing that, just call it something different, and then there's no issue. Like, taking elements from Knights of the Old Republic to craft this new canonized version of Darth Revan's story, great. Just don't call it Knights of the Old Republic. Don't give us the same, title card type graphic like they showed us in the announcements, and make people jump to the conclusion that it's going to be the game that we're all familiar with from the original Xbox, because it's not what we're getting.
No.
Like, I understand that, and I mean, I think that kind of got taken away from what I said a bit, but
there's no headlines that say that. But if you go to StarWars.com and read their announcement, it literally tells you in the announcement that it is not going to be just a remaster or remake. This is built from the ground up, and they literally talk to you about, well, it's not all going to be the same, and they're trying to find that fine line of, how much of the stuff do they keep and how much of the stuff do they not?
I mean, the problem with that is, though, like, a lot of people don't read the articles; they just read the headlines.
Sure. Yep.
And the headline is literally the original Knights of the Old Republic, cover font. It's the same font, it's the same typeface, it's the same graphic, just added remake in the bottom bar, and that
it's misleading.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I want to jump back to what you just said, Sean. So you think that the whole narrative here, mind you, we've all kind of everyone already knows the narrative of Knights of the Old Republic. The game's how many years old? 15, maybe more. That perhaps it would be a better idea to go through the game as, knowing you're Revan, but your character does not know, hey, they're Revan. Maybe it would be like a better idea to do the opening cinematic or the tutorial aboard Revan's flagship, ending in Malak attacking versus the Endar Spire. Assuming that we kept that plot. Is that what you're, the kind of thing you're alluding to here?
Well, I would say this. If you remember, like I do, the marketing for Knights of the Old Republic, the marketing when it first debuted was under, you got to see this Jedi who's turning in a circle, and as he turns, he becomes a Sith. But he's just some generic guy, which is what your character is to begin
What's the
the game.
release date for Knights of the Old Republic?
There is none, and we're going to talk about that.
No, the original Knights of the Old.
I don't know the exact date, but it's 2003.
Yeah, I'm too young to remember that, bud.
So, but the marketing note for that game is Darth Malak and Bastila. They are the two they use. If you listen to the trailer, make no mistake, that is Bastila in the trailer that you hear. But there's no sign of Malak. They're not going to market this game from Malak. They're going to market as Darth Revan. So I think there's there's going to be a lot of nice nods to Knights of the Old Republic. There's probably going to be a lot of the same locations and stuff, and a lot of the same characters. And as we know, it'll have to be either using all his old lines or a new voice actor for Canderous / Mandalore, which is unfortunate, but yeah. Like Johnny said, I don't think this is going to be the same game, but I think it's going to be fun. Like, I think it's going to be something that's great, but I do think maybe they should have just come out and called this, Darth Revan or Star Wars Revan. I think calling it Knights of the Old Republic, and I don't think it's going to feel anything like a prior Knights of the Old Republic game, is a little confusing and misleading. So, but again, this is Lucasfilm. Not to turn this into a hate parade. They have a tendency to do these things. So,
there is a large crowd of people who aren't us, who don't know all about Revan. So,
oh, for sure. But
I mean, it could be a lot like the marketing to movies, where they're like, "Hey, the 4 of these fucking guys are going to buy their ticket anyways, so let's market it to the rest of people," right? Like when they they could bring out Halloween, 35 and look like the dumbest piece of shit movie. The 4 of us are probably going to go see it, and they could market it to, fucking. They could have Michael Myers fucking attack people on TikTok, and like we'd fucking still go.
Sorry,
see
I
it,
think you've
and
just,
it'd be something to try and grab the kids into it, right? What?
I mean,
think you just
pretty much,
the Resurrection, yeah.
There are 3 Star Wars Legends characters that are formerly Legends characters, 2 of them now, I guess, that are like way more marketable than the rest, that even a lot of the average fans know. Thrawn, who, guess what, he's heavily in their future. Revan, which, guess what, for years we were saying he was heavily in their future. And then the other one's probably Jaina Solo. Those, to me, are the 3 most notable Star Wars Legends characters that they're going to try to make, at the end of the day, they're going to try to make money off of. As you just said, Kieran, we'd go see Halloween 35. So they're going to try to use these characters. I just hope they don't do them dirty. The last thing you want, like if this thing comes out, and to me, it can be drastically different from Knights of the Old Republic 1 or even 2. And still, have nods and be done in the same vein and be a nice little tribute. But if it's like really bad and it's like completely different, there's no recovering from that. You've just gone and killed that name. And let's hope that doesn't happen. But I have hopes, because I can tell you right now that whenever this comes out, and if it means me having to buy a PS5 to play it and not wait 6 months or a year to play it on Xbox.
Oh, if it's coming to PC.
Yeah, no, I know, but you know me with PC games. Even though I definitely have one perfectly capable of running it. Yeah, no, I'll probably do PS5 for it, to be honest. I hope they do some sort of special version. But that's the other thing. There's some reports out there that people think that this game could come out late next year, holiday season. And my answer to that is I don't think so, because it's not an EA game. And I don't believe they're allowed to release non-EA games before 2023.
If the game was released in 2000, the original,
I think
they're going for 20-year probably.
I think technically because of the marketing.
Yeah, the remake.
Just because they've been allowed to release all these other remakes under the Aspire title, with the big example being
those are legitimate remasters. Like this is
they are, but I think they're skirting underneath that line by it being a remake of Knights of the Old Republic sort of thing. Like
I think they're going to try to. I don't know if they'll get away with it.
I think it's very simply they've just told EA, you're not touching the character, you're not touching the license, you're not touching that. Like, they have no plans to touch that era outside of the Old Republic itself.
Well, the interesting thing is, take from this what you will. The Star Wars The Old Republic was supposed to have a big expansion this year, and Revan was supposed to be heavily featured. It's the 10-year anniversary. And guess what didn't happen? That. There's a bunch of other stuff that happened over there, but basically all the Revan stuff that they were going to do went the way of the dodo bird. What we know is we believe it's very early on in this process, and Tommy's right. Even if they can't get it out in 2022 holiday season, which, I mean, video games holiday season makes sense, release it in 2023 and you get to go, okay, here, it's the 20-year anniversary, which, just saying, that's making my stomach turn a little bit. At the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm excited, but, with Star Wars track record sort of being 50-50 lately, I'm really worried. Will any of you guys be purchasing this game on any console? Start with Kieran.
I will be playing Thaden's version that he purchases for the console. And his console.
Good answer. Tommy B?
I haven't given it much thought. I have no intention of getting a PS5, so if I have a rig that can run it, I'll probably play it that way. But we'll see, Maybe I will get a PS5 eventually. You just don't know.
They come up with a PS5 that's like designed like Revan's mask. I don't think it'll ever happen, but if it did, I'd be like, yep, take my money. Take my money.
Yeah.
I'm a bitch. Johnny, where are you falling on this one, man? It sounds like you're going to go PC.
No, actually, but that's not so much because of this remake. There were a whole host of other things announced in the last couple of weeks that make me say,
talk about one of them.
I'm going to be going ahead and getting a PS5 really as soon as I can. Yeah. But, they are so goddamn hard to come by right now, especially up here, unless you're sitting on like a wait list for, weeks and months.
And didn't they just announce something about like solid state upgrades or something like that?
Well, they've been working on that for a while.
Okay.
That was a background update that came out for like the beta testers, like the beta program 4 or 5 months ago, that would allow you to add a second SSD.
So it plugs in through like a USB or something?
No, you actually have to open it up and put it in.
Oh.
Yep. There's a slot inside, but the PS5 is built to be expandable in that way, so it's very easy to get to compared to, say an Xbox where you're only able to use that ridiculous expansion slot jack on the back that only has literally one option available for it right now. Whereas with the PS5, you can use any SSD that meets a certain specification.
Yeah, I was a little surprised to be hearing about something like that already. I'm like, they're already coming out with a better version? They can't even keep the stores filled with the current version.
Well, they have announced a new version. They are coming out with a new model that has a different fan. Whether or not it works better or not is hotly debated.
Yeah, I was going to say, I seen a channel the other day ripping the new fan.
So I don't really know
neither
specifically because they've been so hard to come by. So I don't have any metrics, personal metrics to go by other than other people. So quite frankly, I take 99% of those with a grain of salt. Hell, I take the stuff we report with a 60% grain of salt in the part of the damn channel. So that's just my natural skepticism.
Yeah, I guess you've been proven wrong a lot then, considering our track record. So,
same is true for a lot of other places that I'm still skeptical of, but that's just a natural skepticism that I've developed over growing up on Super Shadow.
Anyways, oh god, wow. I don't know if I approve that name being mentioned on the channel.
Get better and install a bleep button.
That's going to do it for the Knights of the Old Republic talk. This is going to be a project that we follow closely on the channel going forward. I think it's still in very early development, and I don't see this game coming anytime before 2023. And if it comes holiday 2023, that's great. I don't even know if it'll come by then. That's honestly how I feel. Anyways, let's shift talk to what most of you fellas, ladies and gentlemen, pardon me, are waiting for. All right, Halloween Kills. It's right around the corner, people. 1 month from right now, probably right around this time, we will be getting out of the theater. The four of us in the same theater with a bunch of other people, from seeing Halloween Kills, the sequel to David Gordon Green's 2018 Halloween movie. This movie's been talked about at length on this channel. It's been the channel's first priority, and it will remain its first priority up until a week or two after. Oh, are you saying wait or first priority?
Oh, number one.
Number one. What's Halloween Kills? Never heard of it. Never heard of it. You know what else I've never heard of? You know what? I'm not going to go there. I better not go there. Get us in trouble. Halloween Kills. I know a lot of people talk about October 15th because that's the advertised date. But the truth is you will be able to see this movie October 14th in 90% of cinemas. And I personally can't wait. So we're going to start off light with the Halloween Kills talk. And then we have 43,331 minutes until Halloween Kills.
That's oddly specific.
That's kind of stomach turning.
We've had a few people in the chat saying stuff like that. I don't have the patience to fact check that, but
Halloween kills. It's probably the 15th, not the 14th, so it's probably off.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It is interesting. So we're going to talk about just sort of our general excitement level heading into the film, and then there's actually a few things to talk about with the film specifically and some stuff that's out there right now. Again, I want to take a second. Lambkin Lane this past Sunday was just phenomenal. Tommy, you and I had a blast on there with a bunch of great people. We specifically dove into the changes in Halloween Kills. 3 of the 4 of us on the panel here tonight have read the script, and we decided to do some Q&A. We tackled what has changed in a non-spoiler manner, which there's only so much you can say with that without getting into spoilers. And then we ended the show with some light spoiler talk over on our Patreon. You can sign up right now, patreon.com/Fandom Empire. You can find it in the graphic above our heads when it comes up, and just type that into your web browser if you want to join. But thanks to everybody who just sort of pitched in, and it was a lot of fun. Fellas, we're a month away. Obviously, we have a few days of activities planned. I don't know about Kieran. I guess Kieran's going to depend on if he has the next day off work or not, or if he's able to get it off, or if he's willing to stay up late. But most of us are actually going to do a spoiler review of Halloween Kills that night, since everybody under the sun will be doing it the following day from friggin' morning to night. So we figured, what the hell, we'll do it that night. You'll probably hear a bunch of different voices. The possibility of a Kieran, Tommy, Johnny, Mike Bish, Dean Renner, apparently. Dean Renner's talking about jumping on here that night. Matt Whitfield, Toronto Freddy. I don't think Frank will have seen the movie by then. I think he said he's seen it the next morning. I could be wrong. Frank, when are you seeing Halloween Kills? He's still going the following morning. Lambkin Lane was awesome. Yes, it was. Guys,
maybe Frank's not seeing Halloween Kills. Maybe Frank thinks it's going to be a piece of shit, a lacking of hot tub scenes and such.
Maybe he thinks it's going to be as good as this movie.
Ouch.
Did you keep that DVD ready? Just to hope for that opportunity?
Yeah, I think he had that ready. He was waiting for his chance.
Friday AM for Mr. Riker. So guys, just in general, I never thought I'd be excited for a Halloween movie on the level I was for seeing a new Star Wars movie. And yet I find myself, even though I've read the script and we've covered this, find myself just incredibly excited to go see this movie 1 month from now. Kieran, we'll start with you, man. You've it's been a long build for you here.
I'm very excited. It's odd because reading the script, I've already talked about. I'm not really super excited about the whole concept for this movie, but I am very excited. I think it's going to be pulled off in such a way that I'm going to enjoy it very much. It wouldn't kind of be the way that I would have went with it. However, yeah, super excited. Not only because we're getting a new Halloween movie, but this is my first Halloween movie after taking part in this channel and after all the build up, all the things that I've done Halloween wise. Obviously my Halloween fandom, my own personal, has gone through the roof. I'm part of that thing that just showed up there for a second as well. So and also I'm going to be doing like I'm going to be doing a big watch through all the Halloween movies starting very soon. Not only for that, but to prepare for something coming up, something that might be coming up soon. So yeah, I'm super excited. I think it's going to be fantastic, and the week's going to be great. And I will be part of every stream that week that I am humanly possibly able to take part in. And I never work past 9, so I should be all right to jump on that stream and give my review of it.
Specifically, will be right after we're out of the movie. Like we'll be coming back here and doing a, So see how that. Yeah.
Well, then, yeah. No, whatever. I'm sure I'll be in it.
Yeah. Alrighty.
I'm sure I'll be there.
It's gonna be a fun night. It's gonna be a fun night. We're gonna prank the shit out of Tommy B all night. Trap him in the land of the maple leaf.
Yo, I can be a bitch if I'm, fucking tired as all hell. You don't want to fuck with me like that.
So the big question is, we're all going to the theater. Who's going to sit beside Terrence?
Nobody.
Oh, not it. Not it. Johnny, man, you haven't read the script yet.
I have not.
I think it's probably been impossible to not see some of the online stuff going on about the early reactions, but just in general, how excited are you for the movie now as we get closer? 1 month away. I remember how excited I was specifically, for The Force Awakens when we got to a one month away. I'm not saying it's that level because it's not, but I would say it's equal to, or if not more hype than the rest of those movies that came out.
I mean, I'm certainly more excited for this one than I was the last one because, we've made no secret that I had a lot of skepticism heading into that because of, I didn't have faith in the crew behind it. So, obviously they proved me wrong on that one. So I know they can pull it off. So I'm confident in that. So I am extremely excited for this one. As for where that ranks on the scale, I don't know. I mean, I think it's different comparing it to The Force Awakens because to that point, we had assumed that Star Wars was never coming back. We weren't going to get, at least not in that timeline.
I'll remember a certain phone call.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was completely different because it's something we never expected, never saw coming in a million years. Whereas a continuation of, Halloween of the Michael Myers saga, it was truly inevitable. Just the same as, continuing of the Friday the 13th saga is inevitable once they get the legal issues wrapped up, and a continuation of the Friday the 13th is inevitable once, the family has pitched a production that they like and they find a studio to back it, and all of those things, all of those criteria are met. They will inevitably happen. So, this is the inevitable, the continuation of the saga. Now, did I expect, Jamie Lee Curtis to be back for it? No, that was a shock. But I am excited for it. It's a continuation of a really good story. I really enjoyed the first one in this trilogy because it was so much closer to the original than anything that came after it, for me as a fan. So I'm excited for this one. I think the story has a lot of places to go to make it interesting. and still keep it, on par with the things that have come before it, and still continue to be better than a lot of the stuff that came in between, the original and now.
I won't read the review on here. Yeah, if you guys want to have a listen to that, go over to Patreon and check it out on Lampkin Lane. But I can tell you one of our other sources reviewed the movie. We showed the first one on the channel last week, and the other one, he did something interesting. Is he ranked the movie as an all-around movie, like just compared to every other movie ever made, basically, to the other Halloween movies, and then to other slasher movies. And as a movie in general, he gave it about a 5.5, which is right around the Rotten Tomato score. As a Halloween movie, he gave it an 8.5 and said it was the second best Halloween sequel ever made. And as just in general, a slasher movie, take away suspense and plot and all that, just as a straight up slasher movie, he thought it was the best, most stomach turning slasher that has ever been made. And I like that, like, someone just doesn't take it and it's just like, okay, well, let's review it as one thing. And like, I feel like a lot of those Venice reviews are people that are like, let's compare it to the Shawshank Redemption or Titanic or, Halloween Resurrection. No, I think it would have got a better score if that were the case. So I'm excited at that. I'm just, I think first and foremost, I'm just excited to spend some time with some really cool people over the span of 3 or 4 days and just enjoy it with them and, have a great experience. And and see Tommy B too.
Oh, is that my cue? Is that my segue?
Yeah, I thought that was going to go a little better than it did, and
that wasn't that good.
Like,
you didn't do too good of a job.
That was like George Costanza's second joke.
Oh man. Well, I slept with your wife. Yeah. Yeah.
So Halloween Kills, huh?
Halloween Kills is coming, man. The journey's almost over for Kills.
I think it'll be okay.
I do really like that idea that you were saying about him reviewing it compared to Halloween movies, and yeah, that's a really smart way to do it, because when you do see a Rotten Tomatoes score and you got people who review all sorts of movies, like I said on a previous stream, like, there are people out there who think that all Star Wars movies are the worst fucking movies. And if you sent them out to review every movie that came out at this Venice, right, at this film festival, then they're going to shit all over those movies because it's not their jam, right? It's very niche and makes sense to do it. So I like that, and even a basic movie score of 5.5 is pretty good. So I think I said in the chat before, like, my personal gauge of Rotten Tomatoes is like, if it's lower than 40, that's usually not a likelihood of being that good. If it's lower than 20, it's probably shit. Like, there are movies I've seen where they were like 23, 24%, and I was like, you know what? I still enjoyed it. But lower than 20, usually complete shit. Don't watch it. Usually deters me from going to the theater if it's lower than 25%, maybe.
I was reading one of the reviews off there, and like, they legitimately say, and I quote, "The movie is not woke enough." And it's like,
what does that even mean?
And it's just like, really? Does everything have to be a social statement? Like, fuck, come on. Halloween Kills is exactly what it's meant to be. A punch you in the face Michael Myers movie that's a slasher and that you're going to get fulfilled with nostalgia during the flashbacks in the movie. Sounds pretty fun to me, even though Kieran hates the mob. Fuck you, Kieran.
But what if it sucks?
Well, then, I mean, could it be any worse than Halloween 5? or Resurrection or Zombies movies.
Yeah,
It could definitely be worse than
It can
5.
always be worse.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know, but 5 is
5 is a solid movie, Sean.
eh. Dean Renner says, spoiler alert, not everything has to have a social justice agenda. Yeah. And you know what, though? It doesn't help, though, and we talked about this on Lambkin Lane at length, that Jamie Lee Curtis tries to spin it that way, and then the people that actually made the film come out and say, okay, she had a point in the first movie, and we don't know where she's getting it from in this one. Enough said, you know? And David Gordon Green loves Jamie Lee Curtis, so even for him to say that, it's like, okay, let's not sell it what it's not, you know? It is what it is. Michael Myers is going to fucking destroy people left and right for 106 minutes. Enjoy it.
It's not really the topic to have any sort of, you know, any sort of woke type stuff in it. I mean,
shoehorning it into places it doesn't fit and isn't appropriate is worse for the overall message than having it in everything. Like, you don't want bad examples, you want good examples. Do it right or don't do it at all.
I'm usually like, I'm a big supporter of them doing all of this stuff. Like, I'm normally a little bit more supportive than probably the average person of them being like, hey, we want, you know,
it's all about
certain actors or actresses in the movie, this and that. But like, Halloween is just not really the setting to be like, you know, throw in that sort of message, because that's not, we want those people, we want everyone to die. So you can throw in characters there.
We want to see them die. We already have a social justice Halloween movie. It was H2O because LL Cool J survived.
I think one of the common consensuses that came out of I don't think that's a word. I think the most common consensus that came out of Lambkin Lane this past Sunday, fellas, was that there were 2 really big changes to the movie that at least the audience that was on Lambkin Lane are going to love. And then there are 2 where they might have made a mistake and maybe took out stuff that they shouldn't have. Tommy, correct me if I'm wrong. That's basically how it went down, I believe.
I think so.
So, does the chat have any Halloween Kills questions? We'll take a few Halloween Kills questions right now. I think Frank asked something about what time it comes out on Peacock. Now, I could be wrong on this. I believe it's 3 a.m. October 15th.
I assume you would just have to figure out whenever their normal upload schedule is. So
3 a.m. Eastern.
If Peacock uploads 3 a.m. Eastern, or, you know, that's
midnight. I'm not saying they do. I just wanted to make it clear. My guess was
some services do. Disney Plus does, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
So it's like typically in that 3-4 a.m.
Yeah, if
around 12 a.m. Pacific, typically.
Yeah, midnight Pacific. So if that's when they do it, that's probably when you're going to see kills. You're not going to see kills September 14th because they've been listing 15th as the release day. That's just how that sort of thing works. You know, it's not like you can pre-order a video game and play it early just because whatever reason. Even though back in the day, you used to be able to get the nice store employee to give it to you whenever they get it in stock, or maybe they mailed it out early. All those fun times.
Solid says, have you heard anything about the second Kills trailer since it got rated today? Well, I mean, if you want to call it the second Kills trailer, I guess that's your prerogative. It's really not. I can tell you I have a couple of messages about it. I've not looked into it just because of what my day has been like. We'll get off here and I'll look at it, and maybe it'll give Mike and I some cool content for Thursday. But yeah, no, I'm gonna have to look into it a bit more. Do you need any more? Like, at this point, like, why don't you just watch the movie on like 480p and like who needs more footage? You know, at this point, I'd rather another sizzle reel. I don't need more footage. Fuck. Unbelievable.
You just always want to sizzle.
Yes, the sizzle, not the steak. I'm not touching that one with a 10-foot pole. I get where you're going with that, but I'm not putting that up there.
Okay. My phone has shut down on me, so I'm not looking through the chat.
I'm catching up. We were way behind. So, trauma. Yes. I'm sure it'll be some sort of spin on another type of trauma for Halloween Ends. I'll say this. I'll also give the audience this. Our source also said, and this is a direct quote from his review, now that he's actually seen the movie in full, he has no idea how Halloween Ends would have ever worked on the same night. And I think it's a very valid point. I can't really elaborate on that, but and it was supposed to happen on the same night, and they changed it, and for him it makes even more sense now. So Halloween Kills tickets, by the way, I believe up here they're going on sale the week of September 27th. So be on the lookout for that. Could be earlier down there, but I don't know what day movie tickets usually go on sale. I don't know if it's a Tuesday or a Friday or what. Also be on the lookout, from what I understand, the Halloween Kills LPs from Sacred Bones Records might get shipped out a little earlier than what it's listed as on the date. So if you ordered them, you might be in store for a treat. Did Malcolm McTell name it the sizzle reel? The first trailer gave away the ending anyway. Shit. I can't even tell Frank to go watch Lampkin Lane. They changed a lot in the movie. All right, let's move on. Will the kill count in Halloween Kills be higher than the Rotten Tomatoes rating? What's the current Rotten Tomatoes rating?
56.
Still there?
I just checked.
Yeah. All right.
Are you good for your word?
Well, I'm not going to give away the number. That's for damn sure.
Perhaps, maybe.
No.
It's exactly 74, guys.
This movie has a ton of kills, but like, if you want to see 60 on-screen kills, maybe go rewatch Saving Private Ryan or something, or Black Hawk Down or something like that. The kill count's very high. There's plenty of kills in this. All right, fellas, let's shift gears. If the audience wants to bring it back to Halloween Kills, they can. I want to talk about this for a second. All right. There you have it. The Haddonfield Slayer. Filming resumes October the 16th. We're going to shoot one scene. It's specifically an after credit scene. Well, somebody's in the country. If you can put it together, then, good for you. If you can't, then I don't know what the hell show you're watching. You should be able to piece it together. And then we're going to film October 22nd and 23rd. What it is it's a sequence from Haddonfield to Vanish that we've taken out of it and sort of made it its own little short. And then Haddonfield to Vanish will commence next year. We're hoping to get you this movie by Halloween night. That's the goal. But at latest, it'll be sometime in November. Filming's about to start, and really thrilled to announce publicly, I think for the first time, he had no idea I was going to do this, but I'm going to announce publicly for the first time that guy over there, he's going to play Michael Myers in the Haddonfield Slayer, and I'm pretty fucking stoked for it. Kieran is a big dude, and I think he's gonna bring a big presence to Michael. I know he's been studying stuff, as he alluded to off the top. And I was excited today to actually sit down and be like, holy fuck, I have 3 hours that I can just spend on the movie, finally. And I'm really excited to get back out there and do this again. Thoughts on continuing filming Kieran? Kieran doesn't know much about what's going to be filmed either at this point, so.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what the plan is for how it goes, but I do know that when we did do the shooting before, that I had an absolute blast, and I prepared really hard for a, not a huge role in that, that previous movie, just a good role, but I prepared really hard for that, and I made sure to go over things and how I wanted to do it. And I had a blast. So I am absolutely stoked to do an even bigger part, the big part, basically. And I'm going to be studying all this. I've already gotten into it, and I'm going to be going really hard on it. And I'm just really, really excited about it. So, and I do know that, what we did before, I think was really good. But I think we're going to even kick it up a notch and do it even better this time. So
it's exciting. I'm not really nervous about it at all, because I know we can do what we need to do. And all I'll say is this was like one of like probably 12 different versions of like a teaser that I had put together. And then finally I showed Jade this, and she knows how it's shot, or how it's going to be shot, and what sort of the theme is. And Kieran, you do too. Actually, I think we all do here. And if you think back to our initial Indiegogo trailer for Haddonfield to Vanished, and if you liked sort of the feel of that, then I think you're going to like this, because we're going right into it. And if you can read into the graphic a bit, gives you a bit of an idea what you're going to see in the movie. I'm stoked. I can't fucking wait. The other thing we got for that is we're gonna have a lot of behind the scenes stuff for that as it's happening. So we have brought someone on board that that's just their job. Record everything that's going on. Record us recording, basically, and pull some people aside, and that'll be fun. Can't wait for that. It's hard to do stuff like that right now up here. It still is. A year later, who would have thought? But it really isn't any easier. And it's unfortunate that it's taken this long, but I'm excited, and it is just the beginning. I don't really think there's a reason to pass that on to Johnny or Tommy, unless they have anything they want to add. So now let's... No interruptions. All right, we're moving on. Let's move on. Matrix 4. Matrix Resurrections. Johnny, hit lead off for us. Tell us why this is going to be the best movie ever made, period. I'm sorry, we can't hear you. You're muted.
Hi, I'm Johnny.
That's probably for the best, because all I said was no. No, I can't do that, because I don't think it's going to be the best movie ever created, because that's
Johnny's favorite movie is the 1931 classic Citizen Kane.
Hang on, before you dive into this, is I missed super chats. Let's do those first, and we'll come back to Johnny. Intel Wild sends in $5. Terrence is replacing Ray as Michael. No, Ray will
specifically said Kieran is playing Michael, not Terrence. What?
Yeah, but to be clear, Ray is also still Michael Myers in this movie. So,
okay, but nobody mentioned Terrence at any point.
Except for someone else earlier who also said Terrence is going to be playing. I might have been Frank. I don't know.
Oh, I didn't see that because it wasn't a super chat, so it doesn't stand out. It's kind of blended into the other messages, so I didn't see that if it did actually happen.
I don't want to I don't want to throw expectations out of whack. But Kieran, yes, will play Michael Myers. And Ray, yes, will play Michael Myers. And anything else you want to read into that? It's on you. This is not an Andrew Garfield Spider-Man situation where it's very clearly happening and he has to deny it anyway contractually.
I mean, isn't that kind of a thing that happens with Michael Myers anyways?
Right? Oh, speaking of which, hey, you guys want to have some fun with this one? Let's sneak back to Halloween Kills for a second. I want you to think long and hard. Remember that Nick Castle's in the movie. And I believe he does a little more in this than he did in Halloween 2018. James Jude Courtney's in the movie, and they have someone else playing Michael in the flashback. I think his name's Aaron something. How many different people do you think play Michael Myers in Halloween Kills? Let's have a little bit of trivia. Let's get the chat in here too. How many people do you think play Michael Myers in Halloween Kills? Post in the chat right now. Tommy, I'm going to start with you. What's your guess, man? How many people are playing Michael in this movie?
4.
4. Tommy says 4. Johnny?
Johnny's going to say 6. I'm going
Kieran?
big.
I was gonna guess 4 as well. I guess 4.
The answer, which I see a few people have gotten right, Frank says 5. Anthony says 5. Michael says 5. Troy says 5. 5 people are playing Michael Myers in Halloween Kills. Now, the majority of it is James Jude Courtney, but there's some very specific reasons why there are 5 people playing Michael Myers in Halloween Kills, and you'll have to see the movie to find out. What happened to our graphics? They just vanished.
You're the one in control of that. How would we know? See
what I did there? There's another super chat in. Let me get to it. Marcus Hicks, one of our Fandomatic Patreon supporters. We definitely appreciate that, Marcus. Have you guys seen James Wan's new horror movie? How do you pronounce that, guys?
Malignant.
Malignant.
Like
in
a
theaters
tumor.
or HBO Max. I don't think we get HBO Max in Canada.
Since it came out, I actually had the answer. Since 3 of the 4 of us are Canadian and it is not available to stream anywhere in Canada, we'd have to see it in theaters, and I don't think any of us have.
No, and to be honest, if you would have asked me a week ago, I also probably wouldn't have had any interest in seeing this movie in theaters. But holy shit, that movie is the talk of the town right now. I don't think there's any other movie that's out right now that is getting more talk than this movie. I know almost nothing about it, but the one thing that seems to keep getting repeated the last couple of days is the final act is batshit crazy, and you need to see it if you like horror. To the point where like some people like were turned off by it. So, Aaron Armstrong plays Michael in the flashback. Man, I want to say more. There should be at least one more that's pretty obvious to people, but there's one that definitely is not, unless you've read spoilers. So, Tony Moran. No, I'm kidding.
It's a super bad joke when you boo your own joke, right?
Yeah. I really actually want to see this movie. If I get an opportunity to go see this movie, I might. I got to see what the hype's about. There's just too many reputable people whose movie feedback, anyways, I respect. So I want to see what it's about. Doesn't mean I'm going to like it. But have you guys heard anything on this movie?
I mean, I have heard a lot of what you were just saying, that it's special, like it's different, it's good. As for going to theater, that's not going to happen. If it was streaming on, HBO Max or a Canadian equivalent, then yeah, I'd absolutely sit down and watch it. But you've got to be like a 1A title to get me into a theater right now, and that's not a 1A title for me.
Heath Denson, Danielle Harris with super long heels.
Okay.
Who did that? Which one of y'all damn motherfuckers just did that?
Is that one of your kinks? Super long heels?
No, I didn't say that was one of my kinks. Who said that?
You horned it, so you
Yeah,
implied
you
it.
warned it.
Hey, Sean, I was watching one of your old videos, and I saw that you rated Halloween 2018 a 9.5 out of 10 at one point. What is your rating nowadays? I think, was that one of the Fandom Cantina videos? And I probably rated it 9.5 as a Halloween movie. I don't think I would have given any Halloween movie above a 9, to be honest. Or maybe I just didn't provide enough context. So as a Halloween movie, I'd probably have it around a 9 still. I really like 2018. As an actual movie, it's probably somewhere between 7.5 and 8. I think it's a really well put together modern horror movie. It lacks suspense and some of the Halloween feel at times, but you look at the movies that are out there right now, and yeah. How dare you call me a donut? Terrence wouldn't accept that. Man. I wish Terrence would have sent me that video he did earlier. I would have played it on air.
Why are you encouraging Terrence? We shouldn't be doing that.
Encouraging? No, I mean, Terrence is welcome to the platform for sure. I think there's a lot of Terrence fans out there.
He sent me a short. Did he send you the short video? He sent me a preview.
A preview. How long is the preview?
I think it was like 20, 30 seconds.
Let me see. In the meantime, Tommy, what would you give Halloween 2018?
I give it a 8.5.
I'd say like 8.5 too. Like as a Halloween movie, 8.5. Yeah, I'm probably with Sean. Like, if I'm ranking it among like the, masterpiece movies that we did the top 10 for not too long ago, like probably like a 7. But as a Halloween movie, it was very good.
I hated the character, but like otherwise, I love the movie.
Sorry? I can't hear.
I wish Sartain fell on a wood chipper, but
oh, wood chip kills are the best. Okay, so I want to preface this by saying I have no idea what's in this video. I'm gonna play it, and
content warning.
So what you're saying is
the views expressed in the video we're about to play come solely from Terrence and only from Terrence, and do not reflect those of the other members of the Fandom Empire family.
You guys remember when Aaron Rodgers used to be a fucking cowboy? He used to have a fucking mustache. He's a badass. What the fuck is he now? Some fucking Big Lebowski fucking piece of shit? Keanu Reeves, Matthew McConaughey, sushi avocado eating hippie? What the fuck?
Oh my god. And that's just a preview apparently of Terrence's new video.
So Terrence isn't happy about the Matrix 4 trailer.
What makes you say that?
What?
What makes you say that?
The Keanu Reeves comments?
I think he was referring to replacements, but yeah. Unless I'm wrong about that. I don't know. We'd have to ask him.
Let's not and just pretend that we did.
It doesn't pay to be a Packers fan when they play the Saints. Touche, guys.
Stick it where the sun don't shine, Mr. Nelson.
What the fuck? All one word. Yeah, no, Terrence is definitely a unique taste. Roy says he's watching live from Japan, finally catching a live stream. You guys are the best. What fucking time is it in Japan right now? Let us know, Roy. I have no idea. I'm gonna guess
it's probably like fucking yesterday.
It's probably like 11.
Would it be yesterday or would it be tomorrow?
They're
tomorrow
13 hours ahead.
So yeah, it's 11:30 a.m. There. Wow.
But you're also going across the
has Halloween Kills come out where you are yet? In the future?
in the
I think it's 15 hours and a day because it's on the other side of the date line.
I love that. I love when people say shit like that. So you're in the future, right? How are we 12 hours from now?
11:30 a.m. Wednesday.
There was a Drew Carey joke where Drew Carey woke up and he was in I forget if it was China, yeah. And he phones Lewis and Oswald and they're like, "Quick, give me the winning numbers for Powerball."
Oh, wow. No, he says still no Halloween Kills where he is. Well,
Well, of course not. It's still only September.
Let's go back to this subject for now. Matrix 4, Matrix Resurrections. Johnny, what do you think of the trailer? Give us your thoughts.
I really liked it.
Oh,
I did.
I thought you were gonna shit all over this thing for sure.
No, I actually enjoyed it because it sort of harkened back to the original in a really good way. I mean, you have White Rabbit playing over the whole thing, which I love the song personally, but it has such a strong effect on the universe. And you had some great callbacks to the original. And let's be honest, anything with Neil Patrick Harris in it is already up like 2-letter grades for me because I just love Neil Patrick Harris and everything that man does. But no, I like the way the story's headed. In that sort of way that is interesting to me. Like I'm intrigued how we've gotten to this point where Neo and Trinity have no idea who either of them are. What most intrigues me is I'd like to know how Trin and Neo have both aged appropriately. Why is Morpheus 20 years younger? Like it's a question I really want answered, and I'm intrigued with the story. I liked the effects that they had in there, and there were a lot of callbacks to the original, like I said, and it just was intriguing. I mean, you saw the new agents. That was nice. I'd still like an Agent Smith cameo at some point, but that's just me because I just love that. But
Were you not watching the trailer?
I didn't see Agent Smith in the trailer.
Okay.
I mean, I saw the new agent, but I didn't see Smith. I mean, I may have missed it. That's certainly it's a distinct possibility, but it didn't look like traditional
Blink and
face.
you'll miss it. Is all I'll say.
Well, then I blinked.
Damn you!
But
How dare you?
But no, I mean, it looks really interesting. I like the new characters. I like the cast. I'm intrigued. I like the original Matrix. The sequels, not so much. But I really like the. God damn it, Frank! Save it for when I'm not talking, huh? No, I'm excited for it, and I'll leave it at that.
Until Wild said Terrence for president. He can't be any worse than Biden. I mean, Terrence is Canadian, I think, so I don't think that would work.
Terrence
but yeah,
was in Bowmanville.
Bonerville. What the fuck does rabbits have to do with the Matrix? Johnny, are you focusing on Easter?
I'm still a little confused because it's not the rabbits that have to do with it. It's, the white rabbit, Alice in Wonderland, through the looking glass,
Was there like a tattoo or something like that? Follow the White Rabbit. It was a tattoo on a girl.
I think yes. There was the girl in the club had to follow the White Rabbit tattoo, and then Neo saw Morpheus later on, and take the red pill and go down the see how deep the rabbit hole goes, or take the blue pill and wake up
Just
tomorrow.
get a 4-hour long erection.
That's a different pill.
It's the blue pill.
It's a different blue pill.
No.
That's
not how I took it.
And I hear it echoing. I don't know which one it is. It's either Kieran or Tommy or both.
Tommy was muted, so it's not him.
Fuck off.
Kieran, that mother Canucker. Unbelievable.
All right.
Ron
lower.
Not a fan of any Matrix movie, says Alex. I'm not a fan of 2 or 3. And I'll say this trailer I thought was already better than 2 and 3. And I'm sort of intrigued at the Morpheus thing. I don't know if they're going Terminator with this, where it's supposed to be a prequel and a sequel at the same time. We'll have to wait and see. It's really hard to tell.
I mean, the title says it all. It's Resurrection, so it can be both a prequel and a sequel and still make sense in the universe of the Matrix.
I wonder if what I seen was a fan edit then.
I wonder if you're talking about the new Smith theory. Is that what you're talking about?
No, there's like a quick flash and it shows like a Hugo with a beard.
No, I didn't see that because, as far as I know, Hugo's not in the movie.
That's what I thought too.
But there's a large contingent of people that believe Jonathan Groff is playing Agent Smith in the same way that I cannot for the life of me remember his name, but is all playing Morpheus.
That's the dominatrix. How's it going, Max? Hey, fellas. Kieran, your thoughts on Matrix 4?
I'm not a fan. I think that it looks like it will be the same as every other. Let's do this again, throw it out there, make money, milk a property type of thing, because every single frame of that trailer looks like something we've seen before. It doesn't look like it's like, oh, we're getting back to the first movie. To me, it looks like we're just going to do the first movie again, except they have to redo it. Like, like they've all forgotten who they were. They're back in another Matrix, and they'll get out of that Matrix much the same way. And there'll be callbacks, and honestly, it looks like it'll be good. I think it'll be good, but I think it'll be good in that same sort of way that you watch a remake or you watch a sequel that happens way later, and 2 weeks later you kind of forget about it, and we're like, I mean, it was fun, but I'm probably never going to watch it again. That's how I feel about this. And the Matrix 2 and 3 went really crazy different ways and did lots of interesting, crazy different things. They weren't good movies. Most people would agree they weren't good movies. But they were weird. They did weird things. They did crazy things. The things that, like, the Matrix came up with really crazy concepts. And the thing that made the Matrix such a popular movie is that the concept was just really mind-blowing and interesting, and like a lot of things everybody thinks of the deja vu thing. Like, that's imprinted in my mind. Like, when I think about deja vu, I think about that part in the Matrix and why it happens, and they're changing something, and just all the ideas they came up with that movie. And I think that this new movie, from the looks, the feel that I get, is not going to have anything revolutionary or new or interesting. It's just going to be, we'll bring you back all the characters, we'll bring you back all the stuff, and you'll pay money and eat popcorn and enjoy it. And I expect the Matrix to be something crazy and mind-blowing, and I don't think it's going to be that.
I believe that's also coming out on HBO Max at the same time as well. Could be wrong on that one. By the way, there's some movie news for you. Christopher Nolan's new World War II flick going to Universal. So that Fallout with WB, very, very real. Very, very real.
First new film since 2002, not with them.
Very real. Tommy, clearly you've never been more excited for a movie than Matrix 4.
I don't give a fuck. Oh, I thought he was going to remove me. All right. I guess he removed himself. I scared him off. Nah, I've seen the Matrix films a number of times. It has been years since last time, though. I can easily say that. But checking out the trailer looks pretty cool. One might say exhilarating. I think it's going to be a lot of nostalgia for fans of the especially the original film. But I haven't seen those films in so fucking long. If it's going to be heavily dependent on like knowledge of the previous 3 films, which I feel like it is going to be, I wouldn't be able to follow the fuck along with it. I'd have to go back and watch them.
Ty Nelson says, "Did you guys already discuss the Hawkeye trailer?"
We did not.
We didn't. We can.
I'll
They're
tell
just
you
gonna
what
add
I think
random
about
trailers to the
Hawkeye
notes now?
trailer. That looks like some good shit. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, wow. You just showed more hype for the Hawkeye trailer than you have the entire show.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
I'm a Hawkeye fan. I'm looking forward to that series. That's going to be a nice little Christmas gift from Mickey Mouse. Mm-hmm.
Weirdly hyped Tommy is oddly creepy.
Yeah, it's I'm getting John Doe from 7 vibes. Anyway,
Nah, like I've been especially recently doing a real MCU crunch, trying to catch up because I have shitty ass insomnia. I was up early this morning. I ended up watching 3 fucking movies today. Next thing is Infinity War, actually. So
that's a good one. I like that one.
Yep. I'm probably going to do Infinity War and Endgame.
Well,
week.
yeah, I think I'm going to end up watching the Red Wedding tonight. So,
so either tomorrow, or Friday, or Thursday, I'll be watching those, and eventually I'll go through the other series. I already watched all of Loki. But yeah, I really like what forward to seeing this Hawkeye series. It's pretty interesting that the holiday season looks like it's going to be the focal time period, especially since that's when it's coming out. But whatever, right?
Oh geez. I think More American Graffiti did more for me than this trailer did.
Really?
This trailer did nothing for me.
Hater.
And I actually really like Haley Steinfeld too. I just did nothing. I felt nothing. It did nothing.
That's what she said.
Did anybody else see it? Either of you two? No?
I'll be finished in 20 seconds.
Oh, okay.
That's what she
Wait.
said.
In the meantime, dig out to something we haven't done in a while. Random Fandom Empire live dance party. Frank says Tommy is tripping.
I'm not that bad.
So Johnny,
I mean, I've been up since like 3 a.m. minus.
I know you've been just waiting forever to talk about this Hawkeye trailer. It was at the top of your agenda to do tonight, and you just couldn't wait for it. And now you have your chance to talk about the long-awaited Hawkeye trailer.
I mean, again, I just watched the trailer literally just now, so it is extremely fresh. But yeah, unlike again, why Taz Birdman? Put Taz Birdman away.
By the way, that Taz CM Punk shit was funny.
It's Taz Birdman. We get it.
What? No, the show's not over. Who said the show's over? I didn't say the show's over. Johnny didn't say the show's over. Kieran didn't. Tommy looks like he wants it to be over.
I don't have that power.
I got a little bit time left in me.
Yeah, by the way, about 20 minutes, Tommy.
No, seriously, like I said, I just watched the trailer and finished it very early in that dance party, but I enjoyed it. You know, somebody in the chat said it. Literally, it was Ty. Reminded him of a Bruce Nelson, of a Die Hard movie.
Bruce Nelson.
Yeah, it felt like a Die Hard movie, and he's right. It really did kind of feel like a Die Hard movie. You know, the Christmas theme is heavily prevalent. I like that. You know, the Ronin story from inside the blip has come back to affect Clint and his family, and I'm all for this plan. I like that. I'm a fan of Kate Bishop as a character inside the comic universe. I like having Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character as part of this, continuing to build up the
inevitable
Evil Avengers.
Seinfeld crossover. I mean, in the multiverse.
The Evil Avengers. So I'm excited to see this because for me, Disney Plus hasn't missed yet for me. Like, I know some people aren't, big WandaVision, and they think that didn't quite hit the way they'd hoped it would. And Loki, I don't think I've met a person who said anything bad about it, but I'm sure they exist.
I love Loki.
I'm sure Terrence thinks it's a piece of shit.
Probably. But no, I mean, I enjoyed it. I'm excited for it because I like it. Hawkeye is he's the undersung Avenger. He's the only normal human being who's just trained his skills to the level of being, on par with superheroes. And I'm excited to see that, and I like the Kate Bishop element in this, that he doesn't know who she is, that he doesn't know who's picked up the Ronin mantle, despite all of the effects that would have on him. I'm excited to see where they go with the story, and it looked fun. Like, that's the important thing, is it looked fun.
Why don't you,
Johnny?
What?
Have you ever heard of Iron Man and Black Widow?
Speaking of Black Widow, I was getting ready to say
Two
another
just
cool
regular
SW
people who don't have any superpowers.
Well,
Iron Man has the
Iron
suit.
Man has
That's
the
a superpower.
He got the
Tony
same
Stark?
power as Batman. He's
Tony
insanely
Stark can't
fucking
do the
rich.
things Iron Man can. Tony Stark without the suit is just a billionaire. full of business.
I know it was hard to hear, but
Isn't the
Tom
most famous line in that whole movie Tony Stark saying, "I am Iron Man"?
It's not the same. Tony without the
It means
suit.
they're the same person.
Tony without the suit can't fight off a Chitauri invasion. Hawkeye with a bow and arrow on his back fought off a Chitauri invasion. Okay,
But he's not allowed to
they're
have
not
the
the same.
bow. If Iron Man's not allowed to have the armor, then Hawkeye's not allowed to have the bow either.
Your case about Natasha, I'll grant that, I guess, but the Russians did some weird stuff to her, so, I mean, I'd say she's augmented human, but is a fair comparison. But Tony, no.
I think you just totally forgot.
No, I did not forget Tony. I mean, Natasha, you're right. That is a fair comparison, despite the fact I wasn't counting her because of the KGB augmentations and the Red Room and all of that kind of stuff that puts her a bit closer to,
Yeah, well, I guess in
human
the
status.
In the MCU, it seems to be more chemical, and
Yeah.
in the comic books, it's more of a mental thing. But
Yeah. Oh, comic book Natasha is amazing, but it's not the same because there were the chemical augmentations in the MCU that aren't traditional. But you're right; she's still more augmented human, not superhuman. Whereas Tony, without the suit, is an inept, bumbling buffoon.
what?
Tony,
He's
without
inept?
in a combat sense.
Okay.
Like, he's not
yeah,
gonna fight.
I guess you're right. Inept can't be the right word though, but
Strictly from a combat sense. Like, he's extremely intelligent.
yeah.
Obviously, he built the suit, and he's one of the most intelligent people on planet Earth. That's why he's in the Illuminati. But, you know, without the suit, it's not the same thing. Like, he's smarter than him, but he's
Haven't you seen that scene in Boxing Happy?
to me,
He
the
was pretty good.
the comparison is Tony Stark is to Bruce Banner what Iron Man is to the Hulk.
You kind of got me turning on it a little bit. I think that's not bad. I think you're kind of. I'll give this one to you. I'll give this one to you. That was pretty good.
So you know what I like, Tommy, is I like when there aren't pickles on my burger. I'm not a pickle guy. You know, I'm not pro pickle. I'd rather go without the pickle. What about mayonnaise? Are you a mayonnaise guy?
Not really, no.
No?
No.
So what's Tommy put on a burger? If we were going to Tommy's Burgers, what would be on it?
If there are pickles, I'll eat the pickles. If there's, spicy mustard's my mustard choice. Hottest mustard you can get. Get some hot peppers. You got to have the cheese. It's not a burger without cheese.
So we got pickles, spicy mustard, and cheese.
Although I had an interesting burger recently, it wasn't made of any meat, and it wasn't made of any of the typical substitute stuff. It was made of falafel, and that was good with hummus. I know that probably sounds disgusting and not really a burger, but it was pretty freaking good.
I seem to remember Malcolm McDowell saying in a horror movie, you don't put hummus on a burger.
Well, it was falafel, so it was different.
Hummus is delicious on everything.
Hey, y'all already cut me off. I'm talking now. Nah. Friggin' motherfucking Iron Man. Iron Man's got the same superpower that Batman does.
Wait, I thought we were talking about burgers.
Bottomless wallet. That's what superpower he's got going on there. Now, I'll say Iron Man probably win against Batman pretty damn easily because I think, Tony Stark's just more intelligent than Bruce Wayne. But that's besides the point. Other MCU fact for anyone who actually gives a shit. Black Widow will be free on Disney Plus. Black Widow will be
say that Iron Man would beat Batman?
Easily. So Black Widow will be free on Disney Plus within a few weeks. I think it's the first week of October. So that's something to look forward to if you haven't seen the film yet. I have not.
Hang on. Yeah, I thought we were nearing the end of the show. We still have to get to Wolverine. Did you just say Iron Man is better than Batman and would beat Batman? Is that what you just said?
Yes, I did.
The fuck is wrong with you?
I didn't say I hate Batman. I'm just saying I pick Iron Man any day.
Why? Iron Man has zero martial arts training.
Okay, well, if we have to go through which of these, Richie Rich heroes wins, it's going to be Iron Man because number one, he's just got better gear. And number two, he's more intelligent.
Batman can literally beat Superman.
Are you sure about that?
He's done
Batman
it
can beat
many times.
Batman can beat literally anyone.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, Tommy. I'm sorry, but Bruce Wayne would have like an EMP batarang that he'd throw at Tony's chest in the Iron Man suit, and that's it. Game over.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Batman would fucking own Iron Man.
Stark will fucking hack the motherfucking Batmobile, make it drive into the fucking ocean. Yeah.
Batman has hacked the world before.
Okay, we're getting too far beyond Batman lore that I actually know, so I'll just say we can call it a tie.
No.
It's just like that fucking meme that Sean says. Get out.
This,
Did this motherfucker
Hummus is
really make
delicious,
this?
and
He
you
really
spelled it
fucking
wrong.
made this shit.
yeah.
Hummus has 2 M's in it.
Spell check your memes, bro.
You miss. That sounds sexual.
Hummus belongs on everything.
All right, you know what? You know what, Sean? Fucking put the camera on me. What is this motherfucker doing?
I wonder what I can get him. What else I can get him to spell?
What the fuck are we doing here? I'm waiting. Oh my
God,
god! this
burger
motherfucker,
is
he
spelled
actually
with a Y. Everyone
Look at
knows
this
that.
shirt. Look what I. Oh, my camera froze. Isn't that cool? Look, I gotta refresh.
Dude, that's hilarious.
Fucking Batman hacked you piece of shit.
Whoa, okay, hang on. Let's calm down. I like
Fuck
Batman.
that shit. No. Vader motherfucking choke him out.
Yeah, Vader broke his fucking neck.
Batman would.
I guess I'll
Batman-
just go fuck myself. See, I got the shirt on.
Batman would
Batman would
rule
just-
Darth Vader.
Oh,
Batman would just throw a handful of sand.
Tommy's
at Darth Vader and
taking it
watch him scream.
off.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna actually do that.
Nah.
This is cold.
Oh. Batman's dick is bigger than Iron Man's dick.
I wouldn't know that, but if they were both in the same universe, we could probably ask Pepper. She'd probably know.
Oh,
Yo, that's not good on Pepper. That's fucked up.
Who likes pepper anyway?
She all right.
Are we talking plots or are we talking like the seasoning? Because
Who likes pepper?
on this channel, it could be
Pepper.
either one.
Pepper? Pepper's fucking amazing.
Pots? What has she ever done that's good?
No, I'm talking about pepper, like pepper, the spice.
It's not very good for
I
you.
don't mind Pepper, the character's personality. She's all right.
Batman's weakness is a pussy. Oh, that
No,
is
is pussy. Not
No,
a
is pussy.
in general, and that's accurate.
No, it works both ways, but yeah. Accurate.
Can you put Tommy
Batman-
beside me for a minute
Batman
here?
a pedophile in the
Tommy?
Killing
All right,
Joke?
hang on. Johnny and I will go to the green room.
Wasn't Batman a
All right.
pedophile in the Killing Joke?
This motherfucker would kick everyone's ass. Everyone's. I don't want to hear you say anything bad about him ever again. Well,
I
you're
mean, I
grounded,
did-
mister.
I just questioned if he was a pedophile in the Killing Joke. So
I forget how old Batgirl is at that point. in
Commissioner
that.
Gordon's daughter, yeah, wasn't she like in high school or something?
No,
It depends on what the story is.
Okay.
in the Killing Joke, she was in college, I think, at that point.
Okay.
And
I
let's
thought
be
that was-
honest,
I thought that was a little weird. A
the
little bit.
movie doesn't count. We don't discuss the movie because it's a garbage bastardization. The Killing Joke does not have a Batman rape scene in it. It does not exist. It is not real. It is fictitious and created for a movie that's a piece of shit. Terrence
But the
probably
porno
loves it,
does.
Right. Anyways, Wolverine coming to the PS5, done much in the way, I believe, even from the same company.
It's Insomniac, yep.
Yeah, as the very popular Spider-Man game. I do wonder if Wolverine will get a little bit repetitive. I do think the Spider-Man one does, like just the action movements after time. But other than that, I fucking love the sound of this and where the story could go. Kieran, you're a huge X-Men guy. I'm assuming you spent a little time to read up on this or watch some of it. Your thoughts on Wolverine getting his own game and the fact that it's Insomniac doing it, who did just a mind-blowing job of Spider-Man.
I'm definitely very excited. Wolverine's actually had a slew of fantastic games. He has had some misses, but even X2, Wolverine's Revenge, was a really good game and had a lot of things before its time. Having like a predator mode where you got to sneak up on people was kind of something that I think I first played it in that game. I don't know if it's the first game to have you be able to track people, but Wolverine also has just such a rich history. Like there's so many ways you can go in the Wolverine universe. He's got so many backstory villains that are connected like intimately just to him. He's had many of his own comic book runs, and there has been some bad X-Men games. Don't get me wrong here, but I've been excited for every X-Men video game that's come out, and this is going to be no different. I'm very, very excited about it, and it's nice to see. I feel like Wolverine got really pushed out there too much for a while, but it's kind of been drawn back in, and I think it's time to get a new iteration of Wolverine. It's time to get a new actor for Wolverine, obviously. That doesn't, that's not part of this video game, but sorry?
Did they announce who's doing the voice?
I don't know. I didn't hear that.
I didn't hear it either.
I think they did, but I can't think of the name off my head. I'm going to see if I can pull it up.
That'd be great. Thanks, man. Tommy, does a Wolverine game do anything for you? Or just like, nah, fuck that shit. It's not Iron Man. I don't want to play. No, I'm kidding.
Fucking Tommy is fucking
David
Iron Man.
Hayter, is this the correct one? No, this is an article saying he was interested. So yeah, that doesn't.
What if I told you Hawkeye was in it?
Oh, that would excite Johnny. I can see the excitement growing from here.
Look, I don't think I've played a single comic game since I was a little kid. And even back then, I thought they all sucked, generally, with few exceptions. So, a Wolverine game is not, like, anywhere on the horizon for me to grab.
Johnny, Wolverine, man.
I mean, I'm excited for it because I love Insomniac games. You know, as a studio, I've been a fan of theirs for a long, going back to PlayStation 2, I've been a fan of pretty much everything they've come out with. So
can you name a few of the other titles just off the top of your head?
Obviously there's the Spider-Man game itself, but I think they did. Was Ratchet and Clank them, or was Ratchet and Clank was theirs? That was a series I always loved.
Okay, Ratchet and Clank is a good fucking series.
Oh, so now you're on board.
Well, I'm just saying, Ratchet and Clank's a good series to look.
I couldn't remember if they were Jak and Daxter or Ratchet and Clank.
I was gonna say they didn't also do Jak and Daxter, did they?
They also did the Spyro games.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the Resistance series was pretty good too.
They did the revamps too, didn't they?
Well, they did the new Ratchet and Clank game, but I don't think they did the revamp. They might have done it, and it just isn't listed. But no, I mean,
they probably would have had to have at minimum credited them because they're mirror images.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They are full remakes, not remasters, not remakes. But I mean, no, they're an amazing studio that has pretty much a near perfect record for me as a video game guy. So I'm perfectly for that. And with the tweet that the director of the game came out with afterwards, somebody asked him about the type of game and the tone, and he said it's a full size with a dark tone. So I'm okay with this. I mean, I don't want to say a little concerned because they are trying to put them all together in like one Marvel universe at Insomniac. So that I don't know, But that's not to say that Wolverine and Spider-Man can't coexist in the same universe and still have, Wolverine be a much darker character than Spider-Man. So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. I know they can do dark because, like I said, they did Resistance, and that was a pretty dark story. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I like their style of a game, and they've gotten really good at that sort of open worldy. Back in the day, it was open worldy level based stuff, like with the Spyros, and then Ratchet and Clank took it to a new level, and then Spider-Man they went full open world. So I don't quite know which one we're gonna get, but either way, I'm excited for it. Wolverine's a character I love. I mean, obviously not as much as Kieran, but it's hard for anybody to compare to his love of that character. But you know, the proof is in the arm ink. I love them. I'm excited to see what other characters come along in this story, because obviously I don't think you're going to have a self-contained Wolverine story without featuring at least some of the other X-Men or X-Men, characters in the universe, and who's going to be the villain. That's going to be an interesting one, because there are quite a few Wolverine-esque villains that could do it, and quite honestly, I don't want another. Oh God, what is his name? I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on him.
Sabretooth?
Yes, thank you. I don't really want another Sabretooth story because
You don't want the whole Weapon X thing redone.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you can have
We've
Sabretooth
seen
make an
that in
appearance.
so many different things.
You can have Sabretooth make an appearance because he is probably one of the most, counterbalanced characters to Wolverine because of the fact that they are so similar in so many ways. But I don't want him to be the main villain because, quite honestly, he's not charismatic enough, to carry a whole storyline. I would like it to be somebody else, whether that's it depends on when they put the story in Wolverine's timeline too. Like if it's timeline comparable to Spider-Man, then Logan's already older, unless they want to change and
I think they are going with an older.
fiddle around with the storyline. So who we'd be going after, I don't know. Maybe it's something to do with the Sentinel Project, and you have was it General Stryker?
William Stryker.
That was the head of the Sentinel type project, so I'd see him doing something there, and that'd be a good charismatic villain for him to go up against in sort of an open world environment, while still dealing with a whole lot of other sub villains like you had in the Spider-Man game. So I think that's what you're going to get. Only instead of being a vertical world like Spider-Man was, it's going to be a more flat-planed horizontal world. Obviously on the streets and stuff like that. Whereas Spider-Man, there was a lot of climbing and verticality to the world. This one would be more focused on the ground level. I don't see it being in a big metropolis because that doesn't make sense for Wolverine's story. I don't think they'd have those big skyscrapery things without being able to traverse them, because that would just be weird. But having it in a more suburban environment, I think would be interesting and play well with Wolverine's characters, especially if he's in one of his phases where he's run away from the X-Men and all responsibilities, which he tends to do often.
Well, I have to wait and see what happens. It's going to be a lot of fun to follow that one. There's also another Spider-Man game coming too. I believe they said it's co-op, so or at least it was hinted at that it might be co-op.
It was hinted at because you saw, I think, Peter and Miles going against Venom.
Yeah.
So it's hinted that they'll have some co-op elements to it.
That'd be fun. How about an exclusive Halloween Kills picture before we go off?
Oh, exclusive?
Exclusive.
Like exclusive to Fandom Empire?
It is. And it's provided by our friend Toronto Freddy. Lampkin Lane from Sunday Night in a Nutshell.
Oh, what the fuck is that? That thing's a motherfucking abomination.
You ever seen a peacock wearing a Myers mask?
It's an abomination.
The Halloween fan base over the last 2 weeks without context. Basically.
Fair enough.
Should have trauma tattooed on its neck.
Basically.
Trauma or trauma? Because I think the latter would be more funny.
That would be better if
Trauma.
the peacock had the feathers all like, spread wide, and you can see like the eyeball looking sights. And
You've seen the
feathers.
Toxic Avenger, right, Sean?
Long time ago.
So good.
I got to meet Lloyd at Fan Expo back in the day. Loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for Fandom Empire Live. Kieran, where can we find you next, man? What's going on? What's happening?
You can find me super fucking busy these days. You can find me at Gogan Kieran on the Twitter. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me in the Fandom Empire Den via my name. And you can find me here.
Johnny, what do you got going on, man? Other than obviously this new tidy look, the hot date tonight. No idea why you're refusing to give out details in terms of how it went. I think you should be proud of something like that, but you want to keep us in the dark. That's fine. What else?
There was no super hot date. Just having a good hair day. They happen. You can catch me, Bros for Pros. We're going to be having some more stuff here in the next little bit. And, of course, the Inside Handoff Football Podcast. Tomorrow night we will be recording our next episode where we'll recap Week 1, talk about some of the big news and events of Week 1, pick our winners, our MVPs, and our WTFs. And we will pick the winners for next week's game and see how the three panelists did picking the winners in Week 1. Spoiler alert, we weren't great.
Let's someone just threw this randomly on Twitter. No, the answer is no. No, Mike, if you're watching. No. Yankees 1-7-2. Yikes. Jays lost. We got a 3-way tie. It is what it is. Shit happens. Fucking
can't win them all.
Can't win them all. Tommy B, where can everybody find you at, man? What are you hating on next?
That's a good question. I'll have to think about that one a little bit.
You gonna hate on Supernatural when we're rewatching that?
Maybe certain episodes. I mean,
that
Hawkeye wasn't in it.
It went on for 50. This motherfucker. It went
Iron
on
Man's
for
not in it. It
fucking-
sucks.
It went on for 15
Fucking-
fucking seasons. Like there are
Jeremy
some
Renner
shitty
lover.
Supernatural episodes.
Yeah, like that first spin-off attempt. Ugh.
Yes. Anyway, you can catch me on Twitter and Instagram at TommyB1650 and all around our Facebook groups and or pages. Yippee fucking whippy.
Number one way you can support the channel is head on over to Patreon, patreon.com/Fandom Empire. Bunch of shit going on over there. Stuff like the Lampkin Lane show, which is 1 to 2 episodes of exclusive Halloween stuff a month. We're live again September 26th for that, and then again one more time before Halloween Kills. We got Inside Fandom, which will start in October. Supernatural Revisited, which will start in October as well. Lots of shit happening over on Patreon. Check us out on Twitter at Fandom Empire Now. Instagram's Fandom Empire Now. Facebook's the Fandom Empire Den. And Halloween Fandom run by our boy Dean Renner. Be sure to check it out. Fellas, this was fun. Although, as a Batman fan, this is going to take some time to recover from. Take it easy. We're one day closer. Halloween Kills is almost here. You should just tell us about the date.
What's the date?
Nah.